Are you looking for the best MMO mouse? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best mouse on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Razer Naga Pro. For avid fans of the genre, the best MMO mouse we've tested is the Razer Naga Pro. While it includes a set of 3 interchangeable side panels with different button layouts, most MMO players swear by the full 12-button panel that provides enough buttons for even the most demanding MMO titles. The buttons on this panel are arranged in a 4x3 grid, and each button is angled slightly differently to make them easier to reach and distinguish by feel. In terms of overall comfort, this mouse feels solid and has a comfortable right-handed shape with a pinky rest. While virtually all other MMO mice available have right-handed shapes, this mouse also has a left-handed version, though it's only available as a wired model. It also offers great overall performance, with remarkably low click latency and outstanding sensor performance, which means gameplay feels responsive and your cursor movements are consistent and accurate. Razer recently released a new version of this mouse, the Razer Naga V2 Pro. This new version includes a somewhat improved sensor, more durable optical switches, and a longer battery life. Its scroll wheel also introduces new functionality and allows you to fine-tune how it behaves, although it no longer has a completely free spinning mode like the previous version. Altogether, these changes are relatively minor, and the new version is much more expensive, so the older version remains our recommendation for most people. At number 2. Corsair Scimitar RGB Elite. We recommend the Corsair Scimitar RGB Elite if you're shopping for a mid-range option. Note that this mouse goes on sale often, so there may be a significant gap between the price of this mouse and our best pick above. This mouse feels well built and has a textured grip on the right side and a pinky rest, providing additional support for your hand and preventing fatigue during marathon raids. It has a full array of buttons, including a 12-button side panel, which you can adjust forward or backward depending on where your thumb naturally rests when you hold the mouse. While the buttons aren't angled very distinctly, the second and fourth columns of buttons have textured tops, which helps you feel where your thumb is on the grid without having to glance down. It has excellent click latency and sensor performance but doesn't perform as well as the Razer Naga Pro above. Also, this is a wired model, and while its cable feels high quality, it's relatively stiff. Unfortunately, users online have identified that some units can suffer from a manufacturing defect where the mouse will stop working after a few months of use. This issue is somewhat widespread, but we still believe this mouse provides the best value in the mid-range category, especially when its price drops to $60 or less. If you're interested in this mouse, we recommend purchasing it directly through Corsair or an authorized vendor so you can return it under warranty if needed. At number 3. Razer Basilisk V3. The best MMO gaming mouse at a budget price point we've tested is the Razer Basilisk V3. If you don't mind a wired connection and don't need a 12-button side panel, it's very well built and has a right-handed shape that's comfortable for most hand sizes and grip types. While it doesn't have as many buttons on its side panel as our other picks, you can still easily reprogram all of its buttons using Razer's Synapse 3 software. It also has a full-featured scroll wheel with left and right tilt inputs. It can switch between regular notched and free scrolling modes. It has excellent gaming performance that's on par with much more expensive mice. Its click latency is exceptionally low, and it has a very accurate sensor that'll provide a snappy and responsive gaming experience. If you need a full 12-button side panel and are on a tight budget, the Redragon M913 Impact Elite might be worth checking out. It's usually available for less than the Razer mouse and is wireless. However, it has high click latency for a gaming mouse and is much heavier, making it harder to move quickly and accurately. At number 4. SteelSeries Aerox 9 Wireless. Nearly all MMO models are heavy compared to other gaming mice, but the SteelSeries Aerox 9 Wireless features a unique design that makes it the best lightweight MMO mouse currently on the market. Its body has a honeycomb pattern of cutouts to reduce weight, which means you can make faster, more immediate movements in-game. That can be a real advantage for playing certain fast-paced titles. Despite looking more fragile than more conventional models, this mouse feels sturdy. In terms of gaming performance, it has impressive click latency, and its sensor is very consistent and accurate. It has an advertised battery life of up to 80 hours when connected by its USB receiver and up to 180 hours using Bluetooth. You can adjust certain sensor settings with the companion software, including CPI adjustments and liftoff distance. You can also fully customize the 3 RGB lighting zones. Unfortunately, while it's much lighter, it's still fairly large and bulky, so if you have small hands, you won't reach some buttons without repositioning your hand.